Welcome back to another episode of Talking Through the Strength in Our Scars, where we are reading through the strength in our scars and finding quotes from it that we like and talking about the concepts that they bring out. Okay, this one's really short, but I want to talk about it. It's found on page 41 and it says, "Be gentle with yourself. You're still learning." I addressed this a little bit in my latest Instagram post where I said that it's uncomfortable to admit that I don't have it all together. And someone called me out on that in the comments on Facebook and was like, why is that we feel like we can't be honest and show that we don't have it all together? Why do we feel like we need to have it all together? And I guess that kind of took me back because I didn't really realize that I was feeling that way until I said that phrase and he called me out on it. Then it was like, oh yeah, I do kind of feel like I should have it all together and I don't. But if I really stop and think about it, I just moved out on my own for the first time. And I'm literally only 21. Like, I don't need to have it all together. It's okay if I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. And it's okay if I am making mistakes, because as long as I learn from them, it's not just a mistake, it's a lesson. And I think as a society, we're conditioned to believe that when we make a mistake, it's like a big deal. And obviously, depending on what the mistake is, it might be a big deal. It might hurt some people. It might be a really bad thing. But usually the kind of mistakes that we beat ourselves up for are small things that, yes, probably shouldn't be done, but in the grand scheme of things aren't that big of a deal. And it's just reminding me of something that I came across in the last couple weeks. I don't remember where I saw it, but basically this guy was saying that if you find yourself doing the same bad habit over and over again and it just seems like you can't break it, try, as soon as you find yourself doing the bad habit, whatever that might be, immediately follow it up with a good habit. Because it kind of like tricks your brain into not like fully registering the bad habit. And not only that, but like if you follow it up with a good habit right away, that kind of flips it from the negative course that it was going to go down after the bad habit. And is like, nope, we're gonna immediately follow it up with a good habit so that the trend continues good. I don't know if that makes sense. But like, for me, in my own life, if I find myself scrolling on my phone, like as soon as I register that I am in that bad habit, I need to just like throw my phone across the room carefully and go do something else. Like go for a walk or go get some water or just anything to snap me out of that and switch the narrative from that bad habit that was going to take me down a negative path and waste a lot of time and immediately stops it and is like, nope, we're going to go do something good, and doesn't let that bad habit color the rest of my day. And that was a really good thought for me to come across, because I am the kind of person that tends to, if I find myself going down a bad thought track, doing bad habits, whatever it is, I will like get down on myself for doing that, and that often spirals me into spending the rest of the day doing things that I don't want to do, because I'm like, well, I already screwed it up, so like, what's the point? But that is not the right mindset to have. I really like this other mindset of when you find yourself in that bad habit, just immediately stopping it and going and doing something positive, something that will reset your brain to a good or a neutral path. So if you're someone who tends to get down on themselves when they make mistakes, maybe try that. Try that reframing and that like instantly going and doing something positive and see if that helps. And don't let your thoughts spiral, because oftentimes the little mistakes that we get down on ourselves for are not that big of a deal and won't really matter in a few months, a few years. And taking control of your mind and your habits is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And I think that's another thing that at least I often struggle with, is like, oh, well, I said I was gonna do this good habit and like now I'm failing. But it's like, no, you made that intention like a week ago and you did it a few times and then you fell off a few times, and that doesn't mean that you should just quit. That means you should get back on the wagon. Because it's not the messing up that matters, it's what you do after you mess up. So this week, give yourself some more grace. Try and catch yourself when you're starting to spiral into a bad habit and immediately jump up, go get some water, do something to snap your brain out of that cycle. And I will try and do the same. I hope that was encouraging for someone. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you right back here next week.